The HOA had always been a thorn in my side, but when they banned me from leaving my 150-year-old ranch, it felt like a personal attack. My family had worked the land for generations, and now this organization, which seemed to have nothing better to do than enforce ridiculous rules, was trying to control every aspect of my life. They claimed I wasn't fulfilling my duties as a property owner and that my absence would somehow harm the community. It was absurd. All I wanted was a short break, a chance to recharge, but the HOA had other plans. They insisted I remain on my land at all times, as though I were a prisoner. Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, my neighbor Karen, known for her self-importance and tendency to ignore the rules, called me in a panic. She was responsible for managing a herd of 2,000 goats, and things had gone terribly wrong. Her goats were starving. She had failed to properly care for them during the winter months, and now the entire herd was in danger. The pastures that once supported them were no longer enough to sustain them, and Karen's lack of preparation had led to a crisis. I couldn't believe it. Karen, who had always been the type to criticize everyone else, was now completely overwhelmed by her own negligence. Despite our strained relationship, I couldn't just ignore her plea for help. I rushed to her property, bringing what supplies I could and offering the experience I had gathered over years of ranching. It wasn't easy, but we worked together to get the goats fed and watered, doing everything we could to stabilize the situation. I could tell Karen was embarrassed, but in that moment, her pride had to take a backseat to the survival of her animals. By the time we finished, Karen had learned a valuable lesson about the importance of preparation and responsibility. It was a reminder that sometimes the very rules that seek to control us can push us to places we never expected to go. Ironically, the HOA, in their attempts to keep me bound to my land, had inadvertently forced me to help a neighbor in desperate need. It was a humbling experience, one that reminded me of the unpredictability of life and the delicate balance between freedom and responsibility.